All right. Says we're live.
Chicky,
Miss Vicki.
Chicky, what a week it's been. Oh my God.
Absolutely.
Oh, is it is Christmas what in 2 days? Like tomorrow's Christmas Eve and the partying starts. I
Yep.
it's like talk about trying to juggle like many things all at one time. And I had a house full of guys this weekend.
I
Like,
love the pictures. It was fabulous. Oh,
oh
I
yeah.
live vicariously through all those photos. I am so bummed I wasn't there, but I was there in spirit.
Well, talk about some fabulous builders, like Barry Wardlaw was staying at
Yes.
our house.
Oh, yeah. And you
And
guys, you had Micah McCloskey, you had Willie G, you had
N
Bill.
well, Micah wasn't here, but,
No?
no, he didn't make it, which was really surprising, but, Oliver from Glendale Harley Davidson that does the Love Ride, he was
Oh,
here,
nice.
and I
That's
had
cool.
heard about him for years but never met him, so that was pretty cool, and then I met this guy that has been following us and following our project on Facebook, and he was like, I have all these plans and these things that I would like to do with you. He says, I do a show that honors the past and the future. He
Oh,
says, my
nice.
show has old bikes and new bikes and futuristic bikes. And he said, I think your bike and your project would be perfect for the
That's
show. Is that
awesome.
cool? So we're going to
I'm so
Thunder
excited.
Beach in Florida. We're going to be doing
Nice.
Thunder Beach. Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. So really,
Was
I
that was
said,
that Chris? Was his name Chris?
no, this is Tommy.
Oh, okay.
Tommy Snight. Well, I'm gonna say his name wrong, so I'm not gonna try. It starts with an
Yeah,
S.
don't massacre it. Right. Merry
Yep.
Christmas, Tommy. She's not going to massacre your
Yes.
name.
I'll be
It's
putting it up
fat.
soon though, because he and I are gonna be making more plans.
Right.
But yeah, so that was a lot of exciting stuff, and I know you've had a lot going on. So we'll swing back around to me, but I want to hear about what you've been up
Oh,
to.
it's been a fun and exciting week. Of course, in our industry, everybody slows down over the holidays. Things take a little
Mhm.
bit of a halt, take the breaks, the Christmas parties, the holidays with the family, and then the football, the food, and here comes the new year. But everybody's excited about the project. We have so much going on. Um, I did want to just talk a little bit about the process and what we've been doing. First, of course,
Great.
we're going to do this bike build, and we've invited so many wonderful companies and individuals to come on board and donate parts so that we can raise the most money for both the organizations, um, which I have my museum shirt on today. It's the fabulous
That's great.
final. If you don't have one, everybody get one. But so the process that I go through when I do a bike build is I start out. I have a little bit of OCD, and as many people know, my biggest things are safety and reliability, and then the beauty comes in to kind of cohesively make it all serviceable on the road, rideable. I like to say when a customer comes, they come to buy, to build a bike. When they pick it up, I like them to ride it home. I've had customers who actually have gone as far as Florida to Oregon, so that's super cool. But it all starts out with I don't know if you can see this or not. There's my Manila folder, okay,
Oh
and
yeah.
I'm like our title sponsor, Glenn Larson Law. I love my paralegal degree because it keeps me organized and everything is bound on both sides. We have all our information. In that folder, I have 25 pages of what I call a build sheet. And we go through the process of choosing all our builds, all our parts, pieces, making sure that they all work cohesively together. And if they don't, what we'll need to modify in order to do so. On the screen, you can see that's a front page of our build sheet. That's just, who we're contacting, who the customer is, all of our estimated time, parts, labor, things like that. And then the next page is a little taste of what's in the middle of it. That's like our electrical sheet. So like if when we choose our connectors and our pins and starters and buttons and switches and keys and all these things that we want, we fill them into those lines, and then we do our quantity, and then we make sure that those are all ordered and checked off. So in the mock-up process, we have a lot of parts that we use to mock up. We take the base foundation parts, the frame, the motor, the transmission, the primary drive, and a lot of times we tape everything off. We use a lot of blue tape. 3M Scotch should be one of my sponsors, should be one of our sponsors, because there's a lot of that. In our shop, we use a lot of blue tape because blue tape is cheap. Fixing a surface is not. And if you take pride in what you do, it makes sense to do that. Spend the extra money to prepare for it. It's kind of funny because I had Don. He was replacing all the belts on the machines this week, and we were going through the Insta 360 and the microphones, and yeah, he was excited. He was getting cobwebs out of corners I didn't even know we had, because we get everything out and we start a fresh build. There's a sanitary room, and I'll take you guys on a tour. You'll see. We'll do some video when I'm using the camera. We're going to start that out here for the new year. We're going to give you guys some really good little insight. But yeah, so we fill out the sheet and we do our best to, figure out what we're going to need to fabricate, if we need tabs or mounts or bungs to weld in. And, then we get the mock-up process done. And then all these parts that we keep for mock-up, we go ahead and we install them. We make sure that everything fits. If we have parts that we're going to use that are specific to its what we're using it for, we use that for mock-up. We tape it really good. And then we totally build the whole motorcycle. We lay out our wiring harness. We get all our connectors. We figure out exactly what we're doing, get everything set, and then we take it all apart. And then it goes to paint. And when we take it all apart, we make sure that we tag and bag everything so that all our mock-up is there. Our bolts, our things. Don and I, probably you guys will see a lot of fun, because when we get down to the hardware, he makes me crazy. We're not a big custom shop where we have big bins of chrome and black bolts and all this stuff all over the wall. But I do have Brower Bolt around the corner where I've been going since I was 15. So I grew up with those guys. So Don will be like, oh, we just need one more bolt. In the beginning, I actually quit. And he's like, you can't quit. And I'm like, I quit. And he's like, you can't quit. It's your shop. And I'm like, well, fine. Then I'm taking the next 2 days off. And I left, and he was laughing. He thought it was funny. I came back in 20 minutes because it really was the last bolt, but I had had enough. But so, there's process in all of that. So what we do is we get our bolts all ready. We cut them to size, and then we know what we need to replace it with for our final finished product. And then also where and what we have to cut. We leave little notes. So it's pretty cool. I have OCD. So does he. That's why we're a match made in heaven. It's pretty good. And yeah. And then you'll see it progress as the big components come in. We'll start putting them together. I'm going to start doing some footage of, just filling out these papers. You'll get little clips here and there, maybe a little bit of me dancing around the shop, just having a good time, because I'm so excited about this.
It's not like any build, right? I mean, that's the thing I see is that, there's a lot of builds that are out there, and they're for a lot of different things, but the community involvement here is really special. The people who we talk to kind of, it doesn't take very long before they're like, oh, wow, yeah, that really is like a really cool thing. Like a person who wins this is not just going to win a bike, they're going to win like a story, a storybook of a bike build.
Yeah.
And, like down to you planning things. And I talked to Keith Ball today, and he is one who got that motor and got it donated to the museum. So I got to hear more of the backside of that, of how that came to be. And you all get to hear that like in a day after Christmas, because we're going to take tomorrow we're putting something up, and then and I'll talk about that in a minute. And then we're going to take a break for Christmas Day. But then the day after Christmas, on my birthday, we're going to put up the Keith Ball thing.
On your birthday. Oh, happy birthday early. Hopefully I get to just be the first one to say it before anybody else. I love it. Merry Christmas and happy birthday. And I'm so excited. This is such an absolute honor. I know what an honor it is for you to actually bring this to life. I know what it means to you, and it's an honor because of who you are to me in my life, and the passion that you have for everything we do. And then the museum, what it represents, being that you and Tony Pan are both, honored society of the Hall of Fame, and along with so many legendary greats, and the museum itself and what they do. And then just the fact that, like you said, the community and bringing everyone together, because we're going to bring sandwich boards around with everybody's stuff. This whole thing, and I'm doing a journal. I am going to write a little journal. I always do when I do a build, but this one I'm going to do specifically in a nice bound cover instead of spiral
Ooh,
notebook.
somebody
So
gets
that,
almost like a diary. They're going to
yeah,
get Athena's diary. I think we
yeah.
need
And
to name that thing.
I'm gonna be real about it. I'm not gonna sugarcoat things. I'm not gonna write in it because
Oh,
in my journal, I write. So it'll be the real story,
yeah.
when, sometimes, she decides to be a real persnickety little thing. I have to pet her head, tell her it's okay, you're gonna enjoy your new home. And, or some days I'm gonna yell at her and go, get back in your room, because that's how motorcycles are. You behave yourself now. Just behave yourself. So there's a thing to it.
uh, it's been kind of fun to kind of see how, when you're doing a motorcycle build or when you're involved in a project like this, it kind of takes on its own personality and takes
Oh
on
yeah.
its own, um, have a life of its own, as people say. It's cliche,
Mhm.
but it does. It tells you what it wants to
Oh,
be.
absolutely. If you listen to them. And the cool part is, like, even so, throughout my history, decades of building motorcycles, I've been quoted in magazines and all over the place, saying, and a lot of women get it. Guys kind of like, they understand, but they don't get it. But when you turn that key for the first time, it's literally like giving birth to your child, because it's new life.
Oh
It's
yeah,
new life. And to
yeah,
us, especially,
that's
and
cool.
I know the guys get it, but when us women make reference to, giving birth, they don't really get it. But it is, you're bringing new life. So then it's on its own journey. And like you said, then hopefully someone who wins it continues and journals about how fabulous it was to be the one who, oh, there it
Oh,
is.
that was so
She did
fun.
it. That is so cool. Miss Erin, you are amazing. This,
We have to mention the person behind the screen,
yes.
because I can tell you that she really makes this, so cool. This project so cool
Yes.
because she was able to take our logo and incorporate the two logos together. I mean, that was a start, and then she comes up with the great things like that motor making its way over to
That's so
SNS
cute.
last Tuesday, and then she puts together the videos and puts them up on YouTube. And so if you haven't seen the video of the drop off of the motor, it's like 7 minutes long or something, but that one's
Mhm.
on YouTube. So
It's
keep watching because we're going to keep documenting all of the things that are happening. And
yeah.
it sounds like SNS wants to be on the stage with us when we're doing the raffle.
I love it. I see Miss
Yeah.
Shauna out there from New Mexico. Thanks for joining in. I know we
Shauna,
got some
she's
other
my
ones.
good friend, Shauna.
Yeah, she's
Oh
there.
yeah, yeah. I knew her when she was just a wee little one.
I love it. So, Miss Vicki, you had a great time at SNS, and I know
We
they're
did.
excited about it. They're doing
Yeah. So
fabulous for us.
Caleb
What's
and Krista and Corey were from the marketing team were there. They were all very interested in what was happening, and they took their time with us and took that motor out. I had never seen it outside of the box,
it's gorgeous.
so it was, I saw a picture of it, but to be able to really see it, and a picture doesn't do it justice, honestly.
No,
When you look at
no.
every one of those fins that is
Mhm.
polished to perfection, like a
And
mirror,
diamond cut.
and
Yep.
then you get the diamond cut in there, which
Mhm.
gives it some dimension. And it is just an amazing motor. And they used to do that in house, and then they stopped doing it in house. And they said that they've had a couple of people who have bought their motors and had that done, but it is super expensive to do after the
Yes.
fact, and it's
Mhm.
not common at all. So they said this motor, I was mentioning to them that I was given the price 12,500, that was the value on it.
Oh,
And the
way
guy
up.
goes, yeah, it's north of that. Um,
Yeah. Oh,
this
yeah.
motor's worth more than that. So I've had people ask me, well, how much is the bike going to be worth when you get it done? And we don't know yet,
Yes,
but
we do.
it's going to be, oh, do we know that? It's
Yeah,
going to be
absolutely.
priceless.
That's right. Absolutely.
It
Are you
will-
kidding me? There won't be another like it because of all it. No matter what anyone's taste in motorcycles or what they see, oh, you got that here, or you got that there. You have to remember that it's a collaboration of everyone So to be able to say that makes it unique in its own personality. And then, of course, we're working on some cool little things that
There
if
are
you
going
can
to be
handle it,
some
oh,
amazing
it's going to
things,
be
like,
awesome.
and Robert doing the
Look at
paint.
that
I
motor.
mean,
Yeah, I'm excited about
yeah.
that too.
I mean, like I said, a
So,
picture just does not
mm-mm.
do it
And the
justice.
videos on YouTube. So everybody out there, make sure you follow along and go ahead and look at the videos and keep following. Check back daily, every other day, daily, so that you can stay updated. Oh God, that's gorgeous.
124 with a high velocity oil pump, and yeah,
Mhm.
just a super G carb on there with the extra
I'm
ventilation with that. And I
excited.
know that's going to be the thing, like get your hands on that baby. And
It's like
no,
I'm
you
like,
said Paco is working on the frame right now.
well, yeah, we're working on the dimensions and stuff like that. So I had to get measurements from SNS, which I did, of the deck height and things of that, because we need to make sure, and then we need to know what we're ordering. And of course, again, the holidays. I am going to go ahead and speak to them again, and I'm hoping to speak to Mr. Pa, Ron Pa, because he's like a legend, and I'm sure him and Mr. Ball hang around all the time.
Oh
So
yeah, probably.
it's yeah. And then how exciting! I got 1,000 text messages. Oh my goodness, did you see Easy Riders posted about your build? And I looked and it said, Easy Riders is now following you. And I'm just like, Don's like, are you ready to pinch yourself yet? I'm like, I've been pinching myself for like the last 2 months. I'm still like, I can't believe any of this because, as a
And you know
kid,
what? When I
it's
called you up, it
iconic.
was just, like, I just want to tell you what's going through my head and what I'm thinking. And I'm not sure if I'm totally like off the wall crazy, or,
Yes.
is this like, is this something that would be a cool thing to do, And you were so excited, and you
Yeah.
got me excited all over again, where I was like, oh, if this could happen, this actually could
If you
be a
want to do something,
possibility.
anything's possible.
Yeah.
It's just, and when you're passionate, and you're as passionate as you are, listen, I love you. I'm not letting anybody piss in your Cheerios, just so you know. That's the way it goes. It ain't happening.
Well,
Not on my watch.
there's always going to be like a person or two that's,
Well,
but I
yeah,
don't care. I don't care about that. So,
that's right. So let's talk about what you're
what we're
doing.
doing and why we're doing it. And
Right.
that is,
It's from
and
our
we know
heart.
our hearts. And
That's
I
right.
will,
Our
I
heart.
will tell you that's another thing I wanted to talk about a little bit was some of the other fundraising that we're doing. So we have our title sponsor, who is totally taking care of the build and taking care of Athena and the stuff she needs to get done. So he's working with her, and he's without him, we wouldn't be doing this build. And
Right.
I'm forever grateful to Glenn Larson and Biker Wolfpack Law, which is his motorcycle arm of his law firm.
Right.
And so he's going to be very involved. He'll be visiting the shop, and he'll be having the bike at some of his events, and so he'll be very involved with this. He'll be there in Sturgis, probably be there when we unveil the bike. So all that kind of involvement too. In addition, so we really love that. So my husband worked for a personal injury law firm here in Wisconsin for 28 years as the motorcycle case specialist, marketing, did a lot of different things for them. And Mike Hupy has been a dear friend of ours for many years. I would say the whole law firm. I could go into names, but hi Jason, hi Chad. So anyway, all the other people at the law firm, and so anyway, so Mike saw what we were doing, and he says, "What do I need to do? I'm all in, 100%. What do you need?"
Mm-hmm.
And I said, well, for $1,000, you could be legendary, because that's our
Right.
legendary level, And he goes, I want to donate 5,000. And he says, as a
That's
matter of fact,
awesome.
I want to do more than that. He says, he said, how much do you need? And I guess I haven't totally figured that out, because we're planning for, once the bike is built and unveiled, that it's going to take a slow trek, 5 or 6 months. It's going to be on the road, going to events.
Yes.
And being shown, and we're going to be selling raffle tickets, and we're going to be, like a slow track to make it out to Sturgis. And that's going to cost money. I mean, that's really what a lot of the money is for.
Yeah.
is to be able to get this bike out there where people can see it and appreciate it and buy raffle tickets.
Yeah.
So we already have requests from different events for us to show the bike there. There's only so many places we can go. So Shauna, I saw your New Mexico. Bring it to New Mexico. So I can't guarantee that, but Texas is not that far away. Maybe you can go
Right.
soon. So anyway, I'm thinking, in my head, that $10,000 is what we would need minimum.
Oh, yeah.
But I think actually, like that's being, that would be skinny. That would be like we can only go to 4 events, 5 events, something like that. So Mike said, well, what would happen if you made too much money? And I said, well, it goes to both organizations. Like if there's money
Right.
left over and we're going to track it and we can show people. So we were very responsible. I had a
Mhm.
501c3 for 28 years. So, so we will, anything that would be left over would be split between the 2 organizations.
Right.
So,
And that
yeah,
allows too, with you doing that, that allows all the ticket
all the
sales.
raffle. Yeah.
And then not only that, you don't have to sell raffle tickets for $100 a piece. They can be moderately priced so that everyone can afford a ticket, 10 ticket, whatever your
It's going
price
to be
range is.
$25 a ticket.
Right. For the
Yeah.
25th anniversary, right?
Right.
Yeah. So I mean,
5 for
but if you had to cover all those costs and you didn't have the sponsorship for
Yeah.
the travel and all that stuff, then there would be
Yeah, a
less
lot of people
for
say proceeds, and that means
no.
that
Yeah.
that after the money is all taken in, then they have to
Right.
take all of the expenses off of there, and
Right.
then whatever's left over is considered a proceed. Well, in
Right.
this case,
All
I
of it.
told the museum, I says, I don't want you to pay a penny for
Right.
this. I want this to be something that's going to totally benefit you, and we don't
Yes.
have to then be, worrying about every little thing that we're doing. So, I
Expense.
mean,
Yeah.
yeah, well, I mean, insurance, we're doing insurance, we're getting banners made, there's all kinds of things.
Yeah,
But
because there's
anyway,
things that when you go to an event, when you display the bike, you still have to have insurance to be there.
yeah,
You also have to have a place to stay while you're there. And then there's all those things that are incorporated in that. But the cool part is that there's already being requests. So this motorcycle's a rock star all on its own,
uh-huh.
starting out. And I mean, it's
Oh,
got
I
a list.
wanted to finish talking about what Mike
Yeah,
did.
yeah.
Besides that
Oh.
$5,000,
Mm-hmm.
what he said was, I'm going to give you 5,000 now. So no, no strings attached, just the 5,000. And he said, but I want to challenge other people to donate. So he said, when your donations, when you get to 10,000, which is what you were trying to raise, he says, when you get those individual donations and you make it to $10,000, he says, then I'm going to give you another 5,000 so that you'll have 20,000.
Oh, how
What you have to pay.
cool.
I
That's
know. Is
awesome.
that wonderful or what?
That's
I
so
mean,
cool.
so please, like we have a couple of motorcycle groups.
Oh, there he is.
There he is. Yeah, I'm explaining to him a little bit about what we're doing, and he's got that check in his hot hands, and I'm ready to grab it. So,
I love it.
and yeah, so
She's got her hand up. Yeah, give me that. Santa's
see
here. Give me that
my
check.
hands like right there.
Yep.
So,
That's funny.
but yeah, so that's going to be a little. Aaron created a reel for this that'll be going out tomorrow, and
Nice.
explaining this. So we have the Widow's Sons, the Masonic group, Widow's Sons, Midwest Women Riders, and Biker Life Insurance Plus
Okay.
are 3 of our sponsors, are people that have are donating $1,000 for that legendary category. I'm talking to my insurance agent from Hagerty, and he's talking about doing something for us. I don't know at what level yet,
Okay.
but that will be another 1,000. So I mean, we might be at 4,000 right now. So these are mostly like pledges at
Look
this point.
at
But I
that
think that
page.
there's
That's
a lot of groups out there. There's a lot of clubs. There's a lot of groups, and I would love to take you along on our journey and get you on that plaque. That the legendary category. You're going to be on a plaque that's going to be donated to the museum, and your name will be always associated with this project.
It'll be carved in history.
It'll be carved in history, and we're making a second plaque that goes to the winner as well. So they're actually
Oh,
moving the
cool.
bike and a lot of cool things too. So
Nice. And
yeah,
that's cool because look at the community support already. And we
yeah,
haven't even gotten started.
I
So
know.
this is incredible. And it's just taken on a life of its own. And I know, like you, more than grateful to all these organizations and companies coming forward and saying, hey, let us know how we can participate. And there's so much more to add. So I hope everybody is ready to stay tuned and follow along and make sure that you support those that support this project and support your community around you too. It's very important. There's always a time of need. It might not be for you, but sometimes it helps just to lend a little helping hand.
Yeah, yeah, we know a lot of people. I know you know a lot of people. I know
You
a lot
do,
of
you do.
people. I mean, we both do. And oh, I think I even talked about Dave Perowitz yet? I
Oh,
think that
oh, you
happened
haven't
this
told
last
everybody.
week too. I think
Yes.
that happened this past week. I called Dave Perowitz. So if you don't know who he is, just Google him. You're gonna find out he's way up there. So anyway, I wanted to know if we could do the drawing at the paint show, the Perowitz paint show in Sturgis. We thought that
Mhm.
would be a good time and a good venue because it's at Iron Horse, and that's a
Right.
bigger place with a stage. And Heidi from the museum said, well, why don't you just call him and make sure? Because we have to put it on the raffle license that they're doing.
Mhm.
So I called Dave, and, he thought I was going to be a tele person. So he was like, "Rah." And then he goes, oh, it's we had the greatest talk. So he said, absolutely. He goes, so are you going to be in Daytona? And I says, well, that's where we'd like to unveil the bike. I said, that's our plan. And he says, well, why don't you unveil it at the Perowitz paint show in Daytona? And I'm like, that's a great
That's the
idea.
plan.
So yeah, unveil at Broken Spoke on Wednesday of Daytona and at his paint show. And then we can do the raffle at his paint show in Sturgis. So I think that is beautiful too. And we'll have a really cool paint job with Robert doing this. And
Oh,
so
it's gonna be fabulous. It's gonna be absolutely fabulous. And I'm hoping and praying, and I'm gonna do my best to hit that mark because that's an honor again in itself.
yeah,
So that's
yeah, I
just
know.
amazing. And to have that start like that and to finish like that and
Hmm.
just along the way, the journey, it's gonna be incredible.
Yeah,
You make
sometime in
wonderful things
February.
happen.
Yeah, sometime in February, I'll come down to the shop. And
Yeah.
anybody else that is going to be in the Pompano Beach area, Fort Lauderdale area, make sure you reach out. Athena would love to have people
Oh
come and
yeah.
visit, and she'll have her Insta 360 set up, and
Yep.
we'll get some video, and we would love to have visitors.
Absolutely. I absolutely would love to. And my door is always open. My casa su casa. And yeah,
Yeah,
I love it.
so we were kind of dedicated to trying to keep these to about a half hour long. She and I could
Mhm.
probably go on and on for much longer.
Yeah. And with the
So,
holidays, I'm sure everybody's holding their questions until we get into the real nitty gritty. But
yeah,
yeah, I'm excited. I hope you have a very Merry Christmas and everybody out there does too.
I will. I get to go play with grandbabies and,
Yeah.
well, big grandkids and little ones.
Yes.
Yeah, all of them.
And and Miss Erin, I know you're behind the scenes back there, but I could just tell you what a phenomenal job you are doing, and your little graphics are so awesome. And I wish you a Merry
I
Christmas.
love it. I love
Yeah,
it.
she's
Thank you so
fabulous.
much. Thank you so much. All right. So keep watching our YouTube channel, and we'll see you next week, Tuesdays.
Remember, day after Christmas. Don't forget to watch the interview. And it's
And
Vicky's birthday.
say
That's
happy
right.
birthday.
Happy birthday. That's right. It's Vicky's birthday. All
Uh,
right, beautiful. All
thanks.
right, love to everybody. Cotter pins forever. Don't
Cotter
forget,
pins forever. You bet.
two-wheel freedom. That's why we do
Mhm.
this.
Okay.
All right.
See you later.
Mwah.